yeah, so this case is a combined case for my series on Predators Amongst Us. And it's not going to be very long. I'm just going to give you the names of what they've done and they're out. I might do a longer case on one of them. But yeah, let's get into it. So the first case is Tracie Andrews. Now, Tracie was a barmaid and she was engaged to a man called Lee Harvey, who was 37 at the time. Now, Tracie stabbed him to death multiple times. She claimed that he had been butchered on the roadside, and she went onto the telly with her mum and held her mum's hand and was crying on like a police appeal panel. And you know, she was begging the public, please help me find the man who's killed my fiance. Now, apparently they'd been driving in Worcestershire and they'd been arguing in the car about something, and she had a knife for some reason and she killed Lee, just stabbed him to death, and then tried to claim it was someone else. She was sentenced to life, right? A life sentence, but she only served 4 years. 4 years for stabbing to death her fiance. She was released in 2011. Since then, in 2017, she got married to a bouncer called Phil Godsworthy, and now they're living in some coastal town somewhere. Like, what kind of man would even want to get married to this woman? So yeah, Tracie Andrews is out. 4 years. If I was that man's family, I'd be gutted. Now, this case involves kids. So if you're sensitive to that, just skip ahead a few minutes. This case is of David McGreavy. In 1973, David was lodging with Elsie and Clive Ralph, and they had 3 little kids. One night, they had gone out and David said he'd babysit for the couple. Samantha was 9 months old and she was beaten to death. Dawn was 2. Her throat was cut. And Paul was 4. He was strangled. Now, after they killed the babies, he used a pickaxe to mutilate the bodies before impaling their bodies onto a neighbour's spiked railings outside. In a hearing which lasted only 8 minutes, he pleaded guilty. He was sentenced to life in prison. Why weren't it a mental hospital? I have no idea. And he was told he had to serve at least 20 years for doing this to 3 innocent babies. What the fuck is wrong with these people? In 2018, after 45 years in prison, he was released. It is thought he has a tag and lives in supervising accommodation. How that man even seen 40 odd years in prison, I've no idea. He must have been well protected. The last case I want to mention, is that of Peter Hastings. In April 1993, 30-year-old Peter killed his lover in a frenzied attack. He stabbed Jean Bellis, who was 38 at the time. He stabbed her 29 times and left her to die on the kitchen floor. Remorseless Hastings preserved DNA on the sole of his shoe because he's a stupid bastard, and he used shoe polish to clean them, which preserved it. There was also a strand of hair found on his belt, which was Jean's. He was convicted 6 years later in 1999 and got life, but he was released in July 2020. Next case. I thought I had 3, but I've got 4. John Broadhurst, 40, was released from prison in October 2020, the same as Paul Bostock, after serving less than 2 years in prison. He was dubbed the rough sex killer. Now I think this bit's important. He was a millionaire businessman. Can you imagine if he was just a working class man off a council estate? Do you think he would have done 2 years? So the millionaire businessman, John Broadhurst, was jailed for 3 years, 8 months in December 2018 for killing his girlfriend Natalie Connolly, who was only 26 at the time. Now, he said that she consented to the injuries but died as a result. He suggested that, she loved to be hurt in sex. That was her thing, and it weren't his fault. Natalie had a 10-year-old daughter. Poor little girl. Natalie died at the bottom of the stairs in Broadhurst's home in 2016. She had been subjected to violent abuse during sex, and she had more than 40 injuries. He pleaded guilty to manslaughter by gross negligence, and the judge cleared him of murder. This case did lead to a change in the law, where rough sex defence can no longer be used. Now the scary thing is, you think of all these crimes, from John Broadhurst, who likes to beat to death his women he sleeps with, Peter Hastings, who stabbed to death his girlfriend 29 times, David McGreavy murdered and brutalised 3 little babies, and Tracie Andrews, who stabbed to death her fiancé and tried to get away with it. And, throwing Paul Bostock, murdered 2 women when he was a teenager. Stabbed them repeatedly. What did they say? He stabbed Amanda 37 times. All these people are out. They're literally out. They can, unbelievable. Anyway, look, whatever you're doing today, stay safe, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.